everybody, this is Eric Jose on Making a Murderer on YouTube. I cover the Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey cases, but also as time passes I've been covering other cases such as the Staircase or OJ and many wrongful convictions of youth. I go over the documents, the photos, the videos, anything case related, so stay tuned because I have many more videos just like the one you're about to see. Hello everybody, how you doing? I wanted to take some time today to kind of just talk about some things with really what the goals, what my intentions are here on my channel for the most part, which I think I've made fairly clear in I mean all the shows, live shows and everything that I've been doing since October 19th of 2018. Pretty clear where I kind of stand on things, but I figured go ahead and make this little video to kind of just bring it together and say it all together for one time. But I think a lot of it stands out, and I also want to talk about the Wrecking Crew. The Wrecking Crew is a group of people. They're web sleuths now, and they are researching this case, and the platform that happens on is a platform called Discord. So I want to kind of reiterate, the channel Eric Jose on Making a Murderer is not exactly, I don't agree with everything that's said by every person in the Wrecking Crew. I just want to go ahead and say that right now. That's not the case, but I respect everybody in the Wrecking Crew who is respectful of others, of course. So even if I don't agree with somebody, I accept, that sometimes people disagree, and that's really an attitude that's important, for people to have. So for those out there looking to join the Wrecking Crew, I mean, just be mindful of the fact that they feel kind of the same way that I do here on my channel, and that's really I mean, those are pretty simple things that I've said many times. That's being classy, be classy, be kind. It's possible to disagree with people and not get nasty. It is possible to do that. I just want to make it, I just want for people to be able to research this case, to feel like that they can make it, that they can help and they can make a difference. And I applaud everybody who actively takes, part in doing that. Those pages of CASO, pages 1114 and 1115, everybody who did that, and whoever it was that spoke to Zellner and eventually really truly called Zellner's attention to it, I salute you. The whole point here is to encourage everybody to do those things. I'll admit I totally fully expected that Zellner had it, that she had seen it, and I just didn't even fathom that she didn't have that document, or didn't see that document somehow. That's just, to me, that was just like, I couldn't imagine it. But other people were, smart enough that they sent that stuff along. More than one, I can tell you that. More than one person did so. So, but to all those people, I mean, they were thinking the right way. And they ended up calling Zellner's attention to something that turns out is pretty big, right? Because we did a video here on my channel about those bones being given back to the Hall box back on December 18th. Right? We did a video going over that, showing the bones that Zellner was asking for in her motion, going over to the CASO pages 1114, 1115, and showing all of the, from what bone piles bones had been given back to the Hall box, and they were all piles from the quarry. So we just figured Zellner must have known about that, but it turns out she hadn't seen those pages in CASO. So that's, pretty wild. But anyway, that's the type of stuff here that I want to encourage on this channel. People getting involved and doing those sort of things, because imagine if that had slipped through the cracks. That would have been, unfortunate. So it's really good that people are out there paying attention and digging into these documents, and they are helping. I mean, that's proof right there that we we were able to help. You know, those of us out here that were reviewing this case and stuff, we were able to call attention to that, and it didn't get missed. So that's really what I'm trying to promote on this channel. That's what this channel is about. And that's why when a lot of the people that were, you know, coming on my channel after October 19th and starting to take part in my live videos and in the live chats that accompany them, and they decided to start a community. You know, it started out as being called Cozy Heads. Then it became, you know, when John Frack's book came out and everybody had been reading that and they really liked that, they kind of went to Cozy's Wrecking Crew. And that is kind of now what they've been called, and that's what it's called over on Discord. It's Cozy's Wrecking Crew. So that's what the people who became interested in the case got together and did, and they are a good group of people. So I want to encourage people to join the Wrecking Crew, of course. The Wrecking Crew, you know, but I will put out this one disclaimer, though. It's not the goal with the Wrecking Crew for us to get the most amount of people. It's not about having the most numbers for us. It's really not. It's less about quantity when it comes to the Wrecking Crew and more about quality. We want people that want to dig in and sleuth and help dig into the documents and dig into, you know, various things to help inform, you know, arguments that, you know, or discussions that people are having. What we're not too keen on is disruptions. So we don't really want any personal attacks. Any kind of personal attacks are going to be shunned kind of right away. Any kind of, you know, negativity, really, you know, just negativity in general is not going to be really well received in the Wrecking Crew. That's just kind of generally speaking, because, you know, here on this channel, we obviously, number one, we have great sympathy for Stephen and Brendan and wrongfully convicted, you know, people all over the United States, right? We have sympathy for them, of course. We have sympathy, you know, for the victims' families. And here on this channel, the victims' family goes beyond just the Halbach family. You know, here on my channel, I feel in equal measure, I feel sympathy for the Averys and the Dasseys in equal measure to the Halbachs. So, and I see them all as victims' families of a very, very poor and just ridiculously poor investigation that was conducted into Teresa Halbach's death. It was a ridiculous, you know, it's just full of problems, and those problems are so many that you know, once it gets to a certain point where there's so many things that are just like mind-bogglingly out of place and that sort of thing, at a certain point it goes, okay, yeah, all these things didn't just happen for no reason or accidentally or coincidentally. No, all these, for there to be so many things in one place, it shows that there's probably something going on under the table. Also on this channel, we're talking, you know, it's a big deal is criminal justice reform. Not just about Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey, not just about, you know, Scott Davis, which is another case, you know, one of my pet cases here on my channel. You know, not just about individuals, but criminal justice reform in general. Think about the things that were violated, you know, or the rights of Stephen that were violated, and Brendan for that matter, with the press conference and all those things, like all the various rights that were violated. Those are criminal justice issues, and they will continue to happen. They'll happen to other people if, you know, we don't realize what we've been shown. You know, so what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Stephen and Brendan aren't important. I'm just saying it's bigger than just Stephen and Brendan, and that's another important thing on this channel that I want to reiterate. That's another important thing. And also, the final thing about this channel, something that maybe some of you don't really realize, is wrongful convictions of youth. That's a big, huge deal for me here on my channel. And I think a lot of people that have been watching my channel for a while know that's what this channel is about. That's what, you know, and I have a series of videos, the wrongful conviction of youth series of videos, and I will continue to add to that as time goes on. So those are the things that are important here on my channel. Be classy, you know, educate yourself, so that you can argue about these things intelligently with others, with even maybe people that don't agree with you. So make sure you have your facts, make sure you've studied, and make sure you get to know the facts of the case, so that when you find yourself in a discussion or an argument with somebody, that you can back yourself up with documents or whatever and that sort of thing, so that you can defend Stephen and Brendan or criminal justice issues in general intelligently. And that's knowledge is power. That's when it comes down to it, knowledge is power. So that's what the Wrecking Crew and I are really trying to do moving forward. We just want to help keep people learning, keep people going, keep people interested, just to keep the whole ball rolling. Some of you may have seen that recent post on Reddit. I retweeted it myself, kind of made a little bit of a big deal about it because I was so impressed by it. It was awesome. And it was basically talking about the fact that, there are some people out there who are like losing hope and, getting filled with despair about all this because it's not all happening lickety split, boom, 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 like they want, right? Well, look, the whole point is that if you lose interest, then the heat goes off of them. That's how they're able to get away with it. That's once they feel like most of the people have lost interest, then they don't care. They'll go on obstructing. It's when everybody's paying attention and they have that white hot spotlight and the heat is on them. That's when things happen. Look at what's just happened. It's now just come out that they never turned over the pages of Queso that talked about what bones they gave back to the Hall box. The state didn't turn that over to Stephen's appellate attorneys at the time. That's a problem. They didn't. That shows, again, just like with the computer evidence, it shows the state holding back. Okay? That they're afraid to turn something over. Okay? That's now 2 times. So that's, what's interesting here. So these are the goals moving forward. That's, to be classy. I don't want supporters of Stephen and Brendan to have a reputation of being, unruly or anything like that. That's why I promote people to educate themselves and to learn more so that they can know the facts of the case and effectively, argue them. That's important. So, having said that, moving forward, it's going to be about, the Wrecking Crew is going to want to focus on sleuthing and that sort of stuff. And although, yes, there is some joking around in there, we all joke around a little bit sometimes and stuff, for the most part, it's going to be really trying to focus on the work, right? So as time goes by, the Wrecking Crew is going to be less keen to be dealing with people who are just there to joke around or whatever, and don't actually want to take part in the conversations about evidence, or people that are there and want to drag personal drama into the discussions about evidence and stuff. That sort of stuff is going to be less. They're not going to hate you. We're not going to hate you for doing that stuff, but we're going to be less keen to have you as part of our discussions, because we're going to want as few distractions as possible when we're trying to discuss these very complicated things. We're going to want to limit the amount of distractions. And so, and this is just a common sense thing. So moving forward, honestly, people are going to be looking to, get rid of troublemakers or people that disrupt the conversation with off-topic things, a lot. If you do it often, people are going to notice and start to resent it. These are just common sense things. I don't really want to make rules for everybody. I really don't. This is more of me explaining the whole entire, mission statement, if you will, of what I intend and what I hope it means to be a supporter of Stephen and Brendan, Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey, what I hope it means. So that's what I'm basically trying to do here. And really, I'm just saying, common sense, people. Common sense. Just treat people as you would want to be treated. and realize that when you step into a room where there's people having a very intense discussion about some pieces of evidence or some aspect of the case, and if you come in and disrupt that with something off topic, or just something not, if you don't kind of understand and take in the room when you come into it before you comment, that could get annoying for people that are sitting there trying to seriously discuss something. I'm just pointing this out because there's been a fair amount of conflict recently, and I'm hoping that we can clear this conflict up by people realizing that it's okay to disagree. Okay, you don't have to agree on everything. The fact of the matter is, we're here to talk about the case and dig into things. So that's what the point is, and those that want to do that and who are focused on sleuthing will certainly be welcome, and we want you there. So just understand, if the admins ask you something, or are making you aware of something, they're doing it because most likely they've already gotten more than 1 or 2 complaints about something. So if the admins approach you about something, and if you want to dispute it with them, PM the admin. Okay, personal message the admin and talk about it with the admin or the moderator in a personal chat, so that it's not out in the middle on Main Street. Okay, this is the next topic I want to cover. The general chat, okay, in Discord. We want the general chat to be a place where the new people come, where generally when everybody comes in for the day, they kind of go through that chat. We want that chat to be, not like completely intense. We want that chat to be, people saying hi, hello, whatever, maybe talking about, things on a kind of a lower level about some part of the case or something. And then once you find a couple people in the general chat who want to talk about the same subject you do, let's say the RAV4 for some reason, let's say it's the RAV4, let's say that's what it is, right? And you come in and that day, and and you said something about the RAV4, and 2 or 3 other people are talking about the RAV4 with you, then take the conversation you guys are having to the room for the RAV4 room. So take it there, so that way when you guys post links for it or anything else, or documents regarding the RAV4 or pictures regarding the RAV4, all that information and links get posted in a room labeled RAV4. And then when people come into the community and they go looking for certain, information about certain things, they can I wonder what's in there about the RAV4, and they go to an area called the RAV4 where they will see links and things pertaining to the RAV4, right? So that it's organized in a way that makes sense. Okay, that's what we're trying to do, so that the general chat is just kind of a launching point for people. So you come in and find out some people like-minded that want to talk about the same piece of evidence with you for the day, and then once you get a couple people that want to talk about something, take it over to that evidence-based room, so that the links and the all that stuff get into a room that's appropriately labeled, and it makes it easier and better for other people to come in and find, right? That's the main reason why we want to do that. The other part of this is that then that way everything doesn't just get lost in the general chat, because if everybody just talks about all the different pieces of evidence all day, all in the general chat, guess what happens? Everything from the morning is so high up in the chat at that point, nobody even knows what it is. That's why it's another important reason, when you start getting into a conversation in the general chat about a piece of evidence, take it to that evidence-based room. That way the stuff that you're talking about doesn't just get lost in a chat where you got 2 or 3 other groups of people talking about other different pieces of evidence or other different aspects of the case. So that's why we're looking to do this. So I want to encourage people to take their discussions and to the appropriately labeled rooms, so that research gets in the right place. I hope people can understand that. The next thing we're going to address is for when people come off of my live videos. Sometimes we get people on my live videos that believe Stephen and Brendan are guilty, or Stephen or Brendan. Sometimes they believe Stephen is guilty and Brendan's not, or vice versa. But anyways, the point is they believe in guilt, correct? Okay. So What we have done now is, instead of having those conversations with those people who believe that, who may believe Stephen and or Brendan are guilty, we're going to have those happen in a room labeled innocent guilty. And that means that that's going to be a room for people that want to go ahead and have a discussion with somebody who's actually on the other side, who doesn't believe as we do, right? That's what that room's going to be for. The reason that room is being created, because there are, let's be frank about it. The Wrecking Crew is a platform for supporters of Stephen and Brendan. Okay, it's supposed to be a place where supporters of Stephen and Brendan can come and feel comfortable. And I'll be honest, there are a fair amount of supporters of Stephen and Brendan who are very good at researching and doing all those sort of things, but they have absolutely zero interest in talking to people who believe Stephen and Brendan or Brendan are guilty. They just have no interest in that. I understand, and I can, I'm not going to fault them on it. So what I'm going to say is we will take the discussions between those who, those discussions that involve people on both sides, and we're going to take those discussions into the innocent guilty room, and that will be the place to have those type of discussions, instead of having it on Main Street, right? Or the general chat. So instead of having all these things happening on Main Street where everybody who comes in sees it, we're now kind of trying to put things into their appropriate places. I hope people understand that that's what we're trying to do. This is not about discrimination. Obviously, the general chat is still going to be necessary, because the simple reason is that when most people come into Discord, that's where they land. That's pretty much where they end up when they first come in, or when you first come in for the day. It pretty much generally will put you into the general chat. So that's where the most people are. That's where you're going to find people who may want to talk about the piece of evidence that you want to talk about, right? So that's the thing about general chat. It's Main Street, right? Let's all think about this. It's Main Street. This is where everybody comes through, right? It's the main thoroughfare. Okay? You got to imagine it that way. It's the 5-lane highway, right? Basically, right? Coming in. Then we need to, so that's where you're going to find people that want to talk about what you want to talk about. When you find those people, then you move on over to that, as I said, appropriately labeled room for that. That's what we're trying to do here. Because why? Because it makes sense, right? It puts things into in a logical place where people can go and find them more easily, and they don't end up getting buried in the general chat where pretty much everybody's talking about everything. So that's why when you, like I said, I'm going to say it again. I know it's getting repetitive, folks, but if you get a group of people that you're talking about a certain piece of evidence, take it to the proper evidence room. Take it to the appropriately labeled room for that evidence to be talked about, please. So that's what we're doing. Also, as I said, when we have discussions with people who believe in guilt, that will happen in the innocent guilty room. It's nothing personal against the people who believe in their guilt. It's just the fact that we got to be honest. This is a platform for supporters of Stephen and Brendan, and I can understand that they don't really want to be seeing that kind of an argument happening right on Main Street. It makes sense. So it's fair enough to have a room just for that. We have a room just for the RAV4, a room just for the Bones, a room just for Travis, a room just for Scooby, a room just for just virtually almost anything. We have a room for newbies called the Green Room, for people that are green just coming in. There's a room for them to talk about evidence as they're trying to get up to speed. There's so many different rooms and so many different places to go discuss. They all have voice rooms where you can get on a call and chat with people while you're texting in the text chat. These things are there to be utilized, and then that way they don't all get lost in the general chat. I hope everybody understands the idea here. This is not about trying to create rules and tell people what to do. This is just to try to make it all make more sense and to make it more easily understandable. So I hope that people understand that, because that's the real goal here. But beyond that, please just be respectful of the admins and moderators. If they ask you something, if they're telling you something about the rules or whatever, if you want to call them rules, they're telling you because most likely there's a couple people commenting or talking about it, or they're hearing about it. So just understand that, listen to the admins and the mods, If they say something to you, listen to it. If you know, their whole goal is to not have drama on the platform. That's like their number one goal. The drama is what they are not about. So if they ask you to stop doing something because it's creating a problem or something, just please do. Just please stop doing that. If you continue to do it, don't get upset if they have to mute you or, you know, temporarily remove you, whatever. If, you know, they are the ones here that are trying to maintain this platform so that it's a friendly place for everybody. So please, if they ask you something, please respect what they ask you. Don't push it. Don't continue to push it to the point where they have to actually do something as an admin or a moderator. You know, they would prefer not to have to do that. So please just honor what they say. You know, even if you disagree with it, just respect the fact that they're telling you it's causing a problem. And whether you feel it's just or not, just please respect what they say and cease to do what they're asking you to not, you know, to not do. Please do that. You know, my moderators and admins they're pretty much some really nice people. Okay? But I hope you guys can all understand, you know, that trying to be, you know, the moderator and stuff for a group of so many people, it's getting close to, I think, 220, 250 people now that are in Discord. Try to understand that it's hard, you know, to be able to respond to and everything, all of these different people who are coming up with concerns and you know, that sort of stuff. So, you know, basically just to recap, you know, we're looking to have a friendly, you know, discussion atmosphere, you know, intensely digging into the documents, into news articles and those sort of things, and you know, looking for the evidence and everything to advance the theories that are being discussed. That's the idea. There is some fun there, guys, but you know, it's in moderation. There are rooms created for fun, though. There's rooms that are created specifically to have fun in, like the meme war room. There's a room where people can go and throw memes at each other and have fun. There's the music bot room where you can go and there's the little music bot that accompanies Discord, and you can play like music trivia games, or you can post links to songs and listen to them with other people and stuff, and talk and everything on a call while you're listening. So there's these interesting aspects of it, of fun too, but try not to bring that type of stuff into the evidence discussions and those sort of things. When people are having serious discussions, don't do that. That's why you want to try to be mindful of trying to take your things, your discussions or whatever you're doing, to the appropriate room for it. And like I said, we have created some fun, appropriate rooms. So just so you think it's not all just, you know, dreary, right? There is places to go to have fun here, because we do realize that looking into these cases and going through this evidence and stuff and all this research and stuff, it can wear people down, and it's good to be able to cut loose and have a little fun with everybody. And since we're all friends on Discord, it's fun to get together on like Saturday nights and go into the music bot room and have a little fun, you know, with each other, and or the meme war room. So look, there's room for fun. There's, like I said, I'm not trying to make rules here. I just am trying to explain how this is just a common sense idea that we want, you know, evidence-based discussions to go into their proper, you know, to their appropriately labeled room, so that other people coming in researching those topics will be able to go, and instead of having all your links get buried in the general chat because there's 4 other groups having conversations about evidence, and having all your links get buried in general chat, that way all the links and all the stuff you're discussing and posting is all in a room based on that piece of evidence. So I hope everybody can see the sense in this. It's not rules. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not trying to be dad. I'm just trying to say, look, doesn't this make sense? Doesn't it make more sense to do it that way? That's why general chat's there. To find out some people that are feeling, you know, or talking about the same thing you're talking about that day, and to go ahead and grab that conversation and put it in the right room where all of the links and pictures and articles and things that you post are in an appropriate place that makes sense. That's really the main part of this. Respect the admins and the moderators. If, you know, like I said, If you have, even just respect them. Even if you disagree with them, respect them in the public chats, okay? If you disagree with them, take it up with them through a PM. I can't stress that enough. Take it up with them through a PM. Don't drag it out in the public chat. If you drag it out in the public chat, they will remove you. I'm just going to be straight up with you. If you drag drama out in the public chat, they may tolerate it for a little while, and they may try to talk to you for a little while, but if it continues, they will remove you. The drama is not welcome. If you have a problem and you disagree with them, please take it up with them in personal chat, in a private message chat. Okay, you can do that through Discord. It's possible to do. So this is my advice. So the admins are there to help keep it ordered and structured and help keep it, like I said, friendly place for everybody. So, you know, it's okay to disagree with them. Just take it up with them personally in a PM. Don't cause drama in the public chats. That's kind of a main rule of thumb when it comes to my channel, when it comes to the Wrecking 2. Just, you know, be careful about causing drama. You know, it's okay to have a problem and have a gripe if you take it up the right way. Don't drag it out in the public forum. Okay, I'm going to stop repeating myself, but I hope I've said it enough times that hopefully people out there are going to realize that these are just guidelines for everybody to hopefully have a more pleasant experience and be able to understand, you know, the platform and what the goal is. So I hope I've made that clear for everybody today. I hope I've, you know, kind of explained why we want things to go a certain way in the Wrecking Crew and here on the channel. Thank you everybody for watching and paying attention to this, because we're really hoping it's going to create a more smooth running community on Discord. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe.
My name's Stacy Seabrook, and I approve Eric Jose on Making a Murderer to be able to use my songs on his channel. Thank you. So let's keep talking about Avery. Yeah, let's keep talking till he's set free. Oh, you just listen, I think you'll see why it matters. Oh, really matters. Put aside the documentary, the state's version ludicrosity. Oh, all their claims so blatantly get torn to tatters. I think that matters. I bet you heard about Hood Lad sweating, but maybe you ain't heard this yet. 19 more times the DNA that was left anywhere else that day. I think that matters. I really do, I think it matters. An ex-boyfriend with a day planner page, and yet they did not investigate. And who knows why, and who can say why he was signed into the crime scene that day. I think that matters. I really do, I think it matters. About the barrel that once was seized, but then returned to the Averys. The bones were found the next day, but not one photograph exists of where they lay. I think that matters. I really do, I think it matters. I could go on listing things off, 80 more things. I just keep on singing these songs till every freedom rings. I said it matters. It really, I know it matters. It could be you, I think it matters. It could be me, I know it matters. Work with Casey, it matters. I said it matters. It really matters. Plain as day, they got to Brendan's head. Totally insane, don't get strange. Everything they got, questionable evidence gathered by many walks. All would make such sense of why they're in the game. Don't get strange. Don't get strange, no, no, no. I ain't getting strange, don't get strange. I ain't getting strange. And that lying, that cheating, that predatory sweat DA, anything he says, you can throw away. Oh, he's illegal.